Hey everybody, Kevin here from HumboldtCraftworks. Welcome to another episode of
Woodworking with Mr. Kevin.
All right, that's me. Have you ever had a really productive day and you thought, oh man, this is awesome. I got all this stuff done, everything sanded, ready to go. First thing in the morning, I'm just gonna go hang everything and we'll be done and we can get everything ready to finish. And show up on Monday, today, and you realize that you made this jig for a reason. I'm like, oh man. I looked down, I saw this sitting below my bench there, and I realized that 3 out of these 7 drawers all need a little happy face put in them because they're pullouts. Oh, so my Monday's going good. How's yours? So I can't bandsaw these out. I even drew on the damn thing. Look, I drew the damn thing on there and I got all excited. Here's the problem. On Friday, I went to lunch and I had 3 or 4 more to glue up. Came back and was like, all right, let's put these together. And I glued them up. Even with the drawing on, I didn't see that damn thing. I glued them up. Boom, done. Come in this morning and I'm like, oh, crap. Now I got to figure out how to cut all these little happy faces out of these pull-out drawers. And I can't put them on the bandsaw because you can't bandsaw this because you cut both sides and that just doesn't work. And I could set this jig on top and just flush trim it with the damn router. That'd be a freaking mess. So I'm left with cutting them out with a jigsaw close to the line, putting this on there and flush trimming it to the damn jig. And hopefully it all comes out good. Otherwise I'm gonna have to make the damn things over. I can remove these bottoms, which is a good thing because if I built them like a normal person builds a drawer, they'd be locked in there and you wouldn't be able to get them out. And since I make these with a removable bottom, and this whole section is, you just unscrew it and pull it out. You get overeager and you get excited and you're like, yeah, I'm getting a lot done. And literally went to lunch, an hour later, come back and bleh. So if you've never actually put a little happy face in a drawer front before and you're thinking about it, well, you're gonna learn how to do it now. And I think I might have filmed me making this also just before lunch. How ridiculous is that? All right, here we go. Roll the intro. All right, so I'm just gonna take this, I'm just gonna tap it, give it a love tap. See how it's coming down? And there it goes. Caught it with my foot. I'm just gonna hold that down with one clamp. I'm gonna spring clamp these into place. All right, we're gonna take a kindergarten pencil. We want a fat pencil because I'm gonna cut to the inside of this line here. And I really wanna make sure that we have a nice thick line and I can see it because I'm blind as a bat half the time without my glasses on. They're just readers, but I'm old. And always make sure you clamp your jig down the same way every time. So I always write on them. I just want to make sure that do them the same way every time. Kindergarten pencil, mark it. All right, there it is. See how nice and thick that is? So even if we cut to the inside of that pencil mark, it's still going to have like a 1/16 of an inch because that pencil line's so fat. Whenever you're doing anything with a template or a jig, that's a good idea, especially when something you have to cut out. It's already there, but it's really skinny. I probably have a half a dozen of these jigs like this, and they're out in the shed. It's just easier to make them. This one I'm going to drill a hole in and stick it up on the wall.
Really?
Of course, if I did that, my walls would be covered in jigs because I've been doing this so long. Sugar. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually get a piece of plywood, bring it out here, screw it down to this bench, and clamp this into place and then cut that out. Because cutting it out when you're like this is very awkward. So we only have like 1.5 inches of space in there. So I don't know how this is going to work. I put a line at 1.5 inches, and I'm just going to, I guess I'm going to screw this guy in. I don't know how this is going to work. All right, so this thing's barely holding on by a thread. It's only got like 1 inch holding it up, but I don't know how that's going to work. I got my extra thick glasses on so I can see, and headphones because this is loud. Here we go. Okay. And there's that. Okay, so now I'm going to try to put the other camera above me. But by making those straight lines, you can see it's easier to cut those curves. You don't want to bind up your blade. This is not a new blade. But let me see if I can find you one. Okay, so you want to be careful that you don't wind up doing this to your blades. See how it changes colors? It dulls it really fast. And that's from turning your jigsaw harder than the radius would allow because of the width of your blade, right?
What?
So that's why I put those little straight line cuts in there, like these here, because if I tried to turn this jigsaw on this radius right here, it would not work. All right, I'm gonna throw that one away. Oh. All right, let's do the rest of these. I'm gonna get the other camera and I'm gonna try to stick it above me so you can actually see what I'm doing, all right? So here's how we start. Since this blade does not turn because of the width and the little tiny teeth that it has, and the reason I went with this is because it cuts cleanly in the back. If you use a more aggressive blade, sometimes it has a tendency to tear out the back or tear out the front, and I don't want any of that. So we're gonna come in straight until we get to right about here, and then I'm gonna make several little tiny cuts. The more cuts, the better off you are, because then we're gonna come back later on and clean all that up. So I'm gonna start on this side. I can't really see this side without getting my big head in the way, but we'll try. Okay. See where the cut is? Now we're just gonna go about 3/16 or 1/4 inch. Okay, you can see how close I got to the line. And you can get as close as you want. All right. Look at that. It's like a featherboard. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna cut this side over here, go across, try to get in here closely. I have to go, I can't really turn this hard and be very aggressive with it. So I'm gonna come in here and cut these out. These are gonna fall apart, and then we're gonna go straighter. See how that works? They just kind of fall apart. All right, I'm gonna start in here now. Now I have to make a pretty straight cut. So here we go. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. So the back of the black line right here, the pencil line, is gonna be where the actual jig is. So that's why we want a nice thick line in there. That way, if we have any blowouts, hopefully the router will get rid of it. I'm gonna come around here and just cut little tiny pieces off. See how that is? It works pretty good. Now we're gonna do the same over here. I'm gonna line this up, hopefully get some of this cut. Okay, we're just gonna clean that up. All right, see how that is? There it is. Okay, now it's time to flush trim. Let's see how that works. So the more of these little lines you get in there and just stop right where the pencil line is, you'll still have about a 1/16 of an inch. And then just with this blade, I have to make pretty straight cuts because I can't turn this blade at all. It doesn't have aggressive teeth on it. They're very small. And that, it's like 5/16 and 3/8 wide. It doesn't want to turn at all. So if you want to have something you can turn, like for a jigsaw, you need a really skinny ass blade. And they make them, but yeah, there we go. And I have a ton of blades. This is the one I chose to use because of the back. See how the back is? See how clean that is? There's no tear out, there's nothing. And that has to do with the little tiny teeth and the way that blade is. Yeah, all right, well there we go. Time to flush trim, God. It's Monday, right? Mondays, good golly. So we got this part done. And now it's just a matter of clamping the jig on here and flush trimming, and that's what we're gonna do next. Okay, this is gonna get messy. We're gonna use little spring clamps to hold everything in place. We're gonna use a little 2 inchers right here. And we're gonna do this in segments. I have my Jorgensens down here holding this guy in place. Put the other camera over here. All right, you can see how everything is. So the first part we're going to do is we're going to take this off. We're going to climb feed it back. I have, let's see if I can show this. All right, so we have a pattern bit right here with the roller bearing on the top. It's set so it'll take off the whole thing. This is kind of a dull bit, so it's going to be kind of exciting to use. Hopefully it doesn't burn too bad. I usually put double stick tape on stuff like this to hold it in place. I really don't want this moving. So what we're going to do first is we're going to double stick tape this down. So double stick tape really helps. It will help hold things that you wouldn't believe in place. It'd be like, oh man, that's amazing. So I'm going to put a couple pieces of double stick tape here. Don't need very much double stick tape. Oh. I want to get the dust off of it, that's for sure. Oh, there it goes again. God. All right, just like that. Got my most favorite tool ever. We're just going to push that down really good, make sure it's stuck. And we use this guy to lift it off. Now we just have to get this in place where we want it. Because once we stick this down, it's done. There we go. That looks pretty good. All right. This might hold it just by itself, but I'm going to, we're going to clamp this down anyway. Because I really don't want this to move. All right, I'm not sure how it's all going to work out, but it's going to make a mess, I know that much. Okay, we're just going to take little bites at it. Everybody rolling, here we go. Okay, you can see that part. That worked out well. We have a little sanding to do. Now we're going to do from here to here. That looks pretty good. All right, now we're going to do this little guy. Boy, those bearings are shot. All right, there we go. Get these off of here again. Got to be careful with these. These are super sharp. I keep my putty knives as sharp as I keep my chisels. There we go. And that's just because I like to scrape things with these things. I love my putty knives. All right, here we go. It's time for a new pattern bit. Look at this burning. It's burning. That's not because I was going backwards. That's because the damn thing's old and burned up. But there we go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sand all this up. I'm going to ease the edges here, and we're going to get rid of the burn marks, hopefully. So we're going to put the floors in, and we're going to attach the hardware, and then we're going to put them in place, put the drawer fronts on, and on we go. So this will continue on in another video, I'm sure. All right, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, and try not to do what Mr. Kevin does, because sometimes it's just ridiculous. Don't get in a hurry. Just slow it down. All right, we'll see you next time. Hey, you have an awesome day. Go outside and play. Hug somebody you love. Be safe out there, and I'll see you next time right here on Woodworking with Mr. Kevin. That's me. What are we going to do now? I'm just going to disappear behind one of these guys, because that's what we do. We just disappear out of nowhere. Ready, go. Don't forget to subscribe and like and tell all your friends. Share it with the world. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye. Where's the magic button? Oh, damn it. Oh, there it is. Magic button.
Subscribe now.
Oh, no, going down. It's a Monday, and all these pull-out drawers. Another mistake, and bleh. If you've never seen how to make a, I don't know why. How ridiculous is that?